Hey guys, Preston and Matt here with Nomad Church Collective, coming at you a little later than normal for our November video newsletter. We wanted to just give you an update on some things we mentioned last month, let you know what we've been up to in the past couple of weeks, and give you an update on what we hope will be going on in the future.
Yeah, like Preston says, a little bit later, but gosh, it's been so just amazing to see all the opportunities that God has been presenting. That's one of the reasons why we're getting it out a little bit later, just walking and all of that. So one of the things was this amazing night that we came together here at the Outpost for a worship night. Man, it was just a beautiful scene of like brothers and sisters coming together to worship and lift up what God has been doing amongst the poor, and also just with the ministry and just with the one another. It was just an amazing night of just fellowship and just seeing God's people give him praise for all that he is and all that he does. And it was amazing. We had a couple people from the neighborhood stop by, and that was awesome too. And it was just a beautiful night. Those that were there really have told us that they just really enjoyed being able to come out and do that and participate in worshiping God together. And we look forward to doing it again. So we'll let you know next time we do that.
You know, we've mentioned before in our videos that as how the scriptures say that what God is looking for are people who worship him in spirit and truth. And we look at that as a sign that there's fruit in the neighborhood amongst the people we serve whenever they turn around and give praise to God. And so worship night was a big part of that, was us wanting to model that and remember to turn and give our praise to God as well for everything that he's been doing. Another thing that we had mentioned last time, and some of you signed up for, was the dinner we had over at Southeast Christian in Indiana, where we had a panel discussion about how to care for the homeless and the poor in our region. And we had a few organizations that were also taking part in that. And you know, it was a really great discussion. A lot of people had great questions. And if you were interested in watching that, it's a little lengthy, but we're going to share that video. It's a rough video, a cell phone video on our Facebook page, so you can just get a snapshot of what we were talking about that night. And maybe you'll have some questions too that you might want to ask, and you can send those our way.
It was really cool. You know, we really had an opportunity to share our heart of why, you know, each of us is involved in this way, and like how God had spoke to us during that journey to bring us to where we are now, serving the lost and the poor, and then how, you know, just practical ways that others can get involved and how they can get involved with us or on their own. And so this was just a great night of some fellowship, and we were able to connect with a lot of people in the community also to that end.
So we spent last week, a big chunk of last week, in Kansas City at the International Conference on Mission, Icom for short. And man, it was a really great time to get to go and spend time with, 8,000 plus people who, many of those are missionaries, others work for missionary organizations, and just a lot of people, especially young people, who are interested in serving God on the mission field here in the States and around the world. And we had a booth there, and it was really cool to get to interact with people, let them know what Nomad is up to, you know, the little piece of God's story that we get to play a part in. And we had some great discussions, and we're able to share some of the vision that God's given us and connect with a lot of missionaries who are doing something similar. In fact, the theme this year was minding the gap and embracing the city for the gospel.
Yeah, you know, this time that we spent there was so beneficial. It was an encouragement to us. We were able to encourage others. There was young people that were interested in getting involved. We were able to kind of highlight and just be curators of what God is doing and what we can witness him doing in our small little communities here, and bring awareness to that and ask for prayers for that, and really connect with other people. And through that, you know, there were some new relationships that are beginning to get forged because of that opportunity. And so we just give God praise for that.
So behind us, we've talked about it before, this is the Outpost. It's where we had our worship night. Our office is upstairs. We have this downstairs that's very much like a living room space. And God has given us a vision for what this is going to look like. And a lot of that is already starting to happen. But essentially, the reason we call it the Outpost is as people who are also called nomads, we go out into the neighborhoods, we get to know people who feel distance from, whether it's from God, from their community, from the church. And we just want to bring the gospel to them and minister to them. And we had this talk yesterday about how God is forming the church amongst these people in a way that is very different than what we're used to church looking like. And how the church exists, how we get to have these small community gatherings, you know, in a gas station parking lot or in an alleyway or behind a garage or whatever it might be, where we're witnessing people who are down and out and who often feel distanced from society. We're seeing them worship God in spirit and truth, and we call this the Outpost because we see it as a place where people can come and share in the community of faith, maybe every day of the week. And Matt can fill you in on the ways we're praying about what that might look like in the future.
Yeah, we'd love to continue to invite you to join in praying that God will continue to lead us in this way, that He will provide a way for us to have a consistent time that the Outpost can be open throughout the week. And people and workers to be here to love the poor and the lost, to share the gospel, to share their life, to begin to walk with those that are in the margins in a way that is relational, that is God honoring, and that just shares the love of Jesus Christ with these people. And so continue to pray for that. If you would love to be involved in that in any way, we'd love to have that conversation with you. Get a hold of us. You guys know how to get a hold of us. We continue to update you on that. You know, we're moved into the holiday season, and so I'm sure there'll be plenty that God has for us to be walking in the next few weeks, and we'll keep you updated on that. But until then, we just want to continue to ask you to pray for us and for those that are in our community.
We love you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll holler at you soon.